Yeah, new grind. I got a question for you. Are you living life, or is life living you? How bad do you want to be successful? Are you ready to level up in life? Are you ready to go to that next level? Are you sick of being average? I ask you again, are you living life, or is life living you? Less than unstoppable, the international world tour. Dr. Billy Alsbrooks, coming to a city near you. I'll be teaching a 4-hour, life-changing seminar on the art of greatness. Arise, champion. Every city will sell out. Get your tickets now. This year we're taking this thing global. 27 cities, Toronto, London, Paris, Rome. We're coming to impact 1 billion people. If you are serious about success, be at one of these events. Get your tickets now at blessedandunstoppable.com. Behind the barbed wire, who can teach me the etiquette? The etiquette for being misunderstood. I war with uneasiness. Everything average makes me sick. Beyond the reach of crowds, what do I do? Do to stop this voice that never ceases. I wrestle with poetic demons. I speak for the lost and all those going through pain. Every word I say, the sound of a comeback, testifying of your victory, a witness to your overcoming. Because I am the voice in the flame. Inside the raging furnace, where do I find an apology? An apology befitting of my rebelliousness. I fight the fist of that doubt. How many know what it's like to be young, gifted, and crazy? Over the walls of resentment. Why am I so hard for others to accept? Must they slander every corner of my existence? Then let it be as they wish, for I am the voice. Every word, the sound of a comeback, testifying to your victory. I am a witness to your overcoming, because I am burning. I'm the voice in the flame. How many know what it's like to be young, gifted, and crazy? I argue with emptiness, and I war with average. Let the voice of the flame speak. Remind the warrior of his story as we seek purpose. We are kings of realms that have no thrones. Have you ever forgotten your name? Has the season ever spoken like a stranger? Then let the voice in the flame speak. Remind the king of his story as we see destiny as descendants of the storm. My hands struggle to stand in the storm of creativity. Your winds blow forbidden wisdom on my soul. Violent and treacherous are the phrases you rain. Fierce and brutal are the winds of your pain. Yet the lines are soaked with mastery. It all makes sense. It all makes sense now. If one thinks those thoughts shall eventually overcome him, the fire in the mind shall burn the path until destiny is secure. We bow to the unseen kingdom of thought, for she is the true power and authority behind the rule. Every word I say, the sound of a comeback, testifying of your victory. I am a witness to your overcoming, because I am the voice in the flame. When vision procreates with hard work, dreams become a reality. Our world is the art of our thinking. When truth is held with the pain of thought, the canvas changes. As believers, God lives within us. Therefore, the dream that has been stirring inside you need only be spoken to. Remind that dream that you are the source. Speak to it with kingdom authority and command it to come forth out of the imagination into reality. The difference between the greats and the rest is the common person seeks an excuse to not do something, where a champion seeks an excuse to do it. When people rob from a champion emotionally, they think they're actually taking something. However, it is the champion who has tricked them into giving him the inner motivation required to fulfill his divine destiny. To see life through this type of paradigm will open up the doors of unimaginable victories, personal accomplishments, and immense glory. When you know your God, whatever someone tries to take from you only becomes lighter fluid. This allows what's destiny is birthed in the womb of sweat. Stop playing small, timid and scared because you're worried about what other people are going to think. If your pursuit of greatness makes them uncomfortable, then that just disqualifies them from being in your future. There are two choices. You can have the world's approval or you can have your success. You can't have both. Choose one. Beyond the reach of crowds, what do I do? Do to stop this voice that never ceases. I wrestle with poetic demons inside the raging furnace. I am a legend, immortal. Where do I find an apology? An apology befitting of my rebelliousness. I fight the fists of their doubts. How many know what it's like to be young, gifted, and crazy? Over the walls of resentment, why am I so hard for others to accept? Must they slander every corner of my existence? Then let it be as they wish. I am the voice. I am the voice in the flame. Every word the sound of a comeback. I am testifying to your victory, a witness to your overcoming. I am the voice in the flame, burning, fire truth music. This is Dr. Billy Alsbrooks and I am blessed and unstoppable. Impact 1 billion, motivational art, the inner symphony of fire. Welcome to the Louvre, God still moves. Immortal legend, I represent the struggle, giving voice to your pain. God will never leave you nor forsake you, so don't you dare give up. If you ever feel like throwing in the towel, you put this on because I am the voice in the flame. You tell the enemy, Billy told me not to quit. That's the way of the warrior, and to God be the glory. They think I'm crazy. They think I'm out of my mind. They think I'm just a dreamer. They've always underestimated me. See, they think I'm beaten. They think they've broken my spirit. They said ain't no way he's gonna get up off the mat this time. He's done. They expect me to quit. They expect me to give up. They're waiting on me to wave that white flag. They think I'm all defeated. They can't wait to laugh at my demise. They can't wait to see me fall. They never believed in my dream. Yeah, they thought those death threats would scare me. I'm immortal. Haters tend to write their history in pencil. This way, if you ever blow up, they can erase their actions and pretend that they supported you all along. But that ain't gonna work with me, cause I remember what you did. How the spirit of Jezebel got in you to try to break me. You were too stupid to see that the enemy was using you. As you crushed me into a million pieces, I just got stronger. Trials and tribulations are just chaotic voids, begging to be penetrated by the power of the mind. The stumbling block of man is his ignorance as to where God's power truly resides. He looks externally for the keys to his freedom, not knowing that the means to his liberation is already within him. One must die to the knowledge of limitations in order to rise above it. I am immortal. 1,000,000 times you have tried to discourage me and rate me with your small mind. I died to the silly ways of your conformity, and I have learned to thrive in the midst of chaos. Who cares anymore about your little opinion? It's what's in me that's going to make me. Now take me to the river of enlightenment. Cast your indictments as the water acquits me. I am immortal. Why do you look to the sky for what's already in your heart? David's God is living within you. The ancient scriptures are the key to liberation, but reading them with mortal eyes has caused you to make a prison of them. Begging, confused with prayer, gibberish sold as faith. Citizens of the world all synchronizing in chaos as daddy sits there on the throne of silence. What hurt me then shall pay me now. What broke me then shall make me now. Each failed relationship has the power to make a legend. Like alchemists who turn heartache into literary gold. Common souls wear a mask. No tolerance for pain, but the insane fearlessly pursue the love. The genius residing in the creative makes him immortal. Invincible are the poets whose truth are eternal. First name legend, last name immortal. Doubters can't stop a person who trusts God with the sky. When you stop playing the game of life timid and start believing, God will put a kind of wind under your wings that'll have you looking down on the haters. It's hard for those born in the dark to believe that there is such a thing as day. But for those who dare to dream, the sun will rise in the morning. I say for those who dare to dream, the sun will rise in the morning. Let us all burn with the knowledge of immortality. As the flame burns, death shall not see the mind of the blind. The stomach of worms shall starve forever. Her hands of age shall not touch the oblivious. Those dancing idiots shall sing to infinity. Whoever dare look into the mirror of eternity, their mortality shall long be forgotten in the arms of days.
I am immortal.
Greatness requires being bold enough to do something that doesn't make sense to the rest of the world. Only those brave enough to be misunderstood earn the right to be called legends. There's a reason that kings don't talk too long to peasants. Because if they do, the peasants start believing that they too are royalty. You saw my kindness as a weakness. You thought because I granted you access that you were an equal with me. But only hungry eyes can see the beauty of wisdom. Only thirsty ears can hear the voice of truth. Only the tired heart can digest understanding. Only the weak soul can swallow revelation. Champions turn every mistake, defeat, and failure into a testimony. I'm immortal! I am the voice for those who have none. I am the light for those born in the dark. I project the power for all the souls out there who are weak. I am the fire for those who are lukewarm. I am the passion for those who have yet to find theirs. I am the climb for those who have no stairs. I represent all the hurting souls who were told they would never be nothing. I am immortal. Motivational, Dr. Billy Alsbrooks, and I am blessed and unstoppable. Somebody out there needs to hear this right now. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't live your dream. Tell them find true music. Impact 1 billion people. This is motivational art. I am immortal. Welcome to the Louvre. And to God be the glory. To those who by patience and well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, He will give eternal life. Romans 2:7. Average people have love affairs with excuses. But dangerous is the man that understands the only enemy is the one that he sees in the mirror. Champions own their dreams and they hold themselves accountable to their actions. They would rather die than live within the limits of mediocrity. Warriors understand that to be average is to not live at all. Therefore they choose discipline and commit themselves to doing day in and day out what it takes to achieve greatness. Champions put an inner standard in place that makes them unstoppable. They get up every single day and dominate. These are the game changers that won't settle for second place. Anything second to them makes them sick. When a champion sets foot in the ring, you can smell the hunger. When a warrior sets foot on the field, you can feel the presence of greatness. When a young king steps foot on the court, you can see the fire and ambition in his eyes. His dedication and devotion to his craft introduces him before he ever says a word. You can feel and sense the presence of a warrior who's got greatness on his mind. What you are seeing is the birth of a legend. Defeat cannot take root in a mind that starves it of oxygen. Champions cultivate an inner soil that is infertile to losing. Dangerous is the man who understands his only enemy is the one he sees in the mirror. Blessed and unstoppable. Dangerous is the one who fell in love with the grind, who married the process, who's addicted to sweat, who has an inner standard of greatness, that won't allow him to be anything other than the best version of himself. Dangerous is the man whose mouth is allergic to excuses. Dangerous is the one who can see the dream clear in his mind and refuses to let go of it, who gets up every single day and pursues that dream with reckless abandonment. Warrior only knows one word, and that word is victory. Champion gets up every day and executes. He focuses on the small things, cause he knows if he masters the small things, the big things will eventually come bow to him. Dangerous is the man who refuses to quit. Although he gets knocked down, he refuses to give up. The overcomer will not tap out. Defeat, losing is not an option. They refuse to concede to any other outcome than victory. Repetition, practice, training is all he lives for. His appetite relentless, his spirit restless, his mind fearless, his approach boldness, his style ruthless, his legacy chasing greatness. Dangerous is the man that understands his only enemy is the one that he sees in the mirror. No more excuses. I'm Billy Alsbrooks, and I am blessed and unstoppable. 1 billion people, to God be the glory. The struggle is real, but you know you were meant for more. That dream that's on the inside of you just won't shut up. Cause you know you were meant for more. You've always been different. They never understood you. They've always doubted you. Cause you're different. But you know something that they don't know. You know to be successful you cannot follow the masses. You gotta be different. And you are bold enough to be you. You've always been different. Success ain't for everybody. B7U Clothing. Wear your identity. Blessed and unstoppable. Success starts with putting the right things into your mind. And my new book, Blessed and Unstoppable, was strategically designed to align your mind with the laws of success. This curriculum will teach you the inner mechanics required to go from average to phenomenal. From living a life with limits to being blessed and unstoppable. As you follow this guide step by step, amazing breakthroughs will happen. New doors of opportunity will open, and favor will begin to chase you down. Blessed and Unstoppable is a 31-day devotional on the laws of success. This book will instigate the thought process and actions required to transform your life. Each day has a Bible verse, a teaching on that day's principle, a positive affirmation, a prayer for the day, self-assessment questions, success quotes, action steps, and a powerful inspirational message. Regardless of what field you're in, Blessed and Unstoppable is your blueprint for success. Get your copy at blessedandunstoppable.com. Also available on Amazon.